let's just ignore those Heelys that I thought was a rational purchase when I was at Sims Camp. Moving on. This video is presented by EA Game Changers. Hello, hens. How... Oh, you know, you're fucking joking with that, I swear to God. This is the one time today that I can record this video. I'm all about having friendly neighbours, but if he thinks that he can do the grass, no. Oh no, it's okay. Moving on. Hello, hennies. How are we all doing? Today I bring to you my review of Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack, which should have been called Love to Knit. Let's just call it as I see it. Oh, have you ever seen that thing on TikTok where it's like if you lift your drink up, you can see your teeth? Because that's what people see when I drink water. Just some food for thought. If you've never seen one of my reviews before, basically I give a kind of overview about it. I had some analytical thoughts along the way. And then towards the end I give my actual like full-on review of the pack. So stay tuned, my lovelies. Today though we're going to start off and create sim. So first off, we have this hairstyle that kind of looks like it's jumped straight out of a vintage period. I'm just out here hoping that it hasn't brought the norms and values of a vintage period as well, because we're not about that in 2020.
Hey, I'm not doing it, sorry.
The next hairstyle is quite nice, honestly. I love the little baby hair details in the front. Definitely something that we've been asking for and something that I'm not going to say no to more of. And then we have this slightly green hair, which hints to what we could have had with The Sims 4. And let me just take a second to say, if you're going to do it to one, like, just why not do it to all? If we're having this illusion of grey, you got to go grey gracefully. Don't try and hide it. Don't only limit it to a couple of heads. It's okay to go grey. I also have another bob because apparently someone on the Sims team really likes this hairstyle. Whether they're trying it out before they go to the hairdressers, I'm not to know. Males also have the same hairstyles. They do not deserve rights today, said the Sims team, not me. And the clothes nice too. We do have a crocheted look on top that looks straight from the British Heart Foundation, which is not a diss, honey. Let's all normalise shopping in charity shops, but not to the extent that the middle class jumps on the parade and then prices become inflated, because I'm not about to gentrify clothes, darling. Then we have a simple but actually honestly really nice top. I am surprised with the swatches, my lovelies. This is the type of thing for me. What I categorise EA's items on is, would this be good as custom content? Would I download it as custom content? Because custom content does surpass some things that the Sims team create. Then we have the same pair of jeans that we've had in every single release for the past year, honestly, but these now come with a 5-minute craft flair when you've seen that bad DIY TikTok and you decided to bling your jeans during quarantine. These jeans are also kind of reminiscent to me of when this pack was supposed to be arts and crafts and not nifty knitting, but
You should really try and forget about me, honey.
what we could have had, hennies, what we could have had. We also have some boots, which I might not be the person you come to with fashion, is all I'm saying. Now let's not forget that this is actually a knitting pack, so the males do also have some knit pieces, which are very similar to everything that we've already had before, but honestly I'm not too sure if that's a Sims issue or just an issue with males in the world. I'm saying let's have some rights for males. They can wear snazzy things. But honestly, the Sims team did pull an Oprah with these hairs and boots though, honestly, because the hair and boots are also available for children, which is a nice change, honestly, because one thing that did annoy me greatly about The Sims 3 is how each clothing is locked at each age. We start to see that stop in The Sims 4, so teens and adults mixed together. But children and toddlers are like, no rights today, sorry, but the nice here they're actually included. He is finally paying child support and I'm here to see it. We also have a nice little dress and a nice little suit for toddlers as well. But a lot of items are actually hidden by knitting, which is the selling point of the pack, and we'll be talking about those more in depth later on because you do unlock them. And they do looking kind of cute, but just hold your horses, thank you, lovelies. There is also a cheat as well if you don't want to go through the whole knitting route to unlock them. If I remember to, I'll put it on the screen right now, but honey, memory is but a distant memory in my... I'm talking shit. Moving on to traits, let me tell you, I shit a brick when I found out that there was no traits. Disappointed, but not surprised. I just... Surely, there should be like a cozy trait or something like that. Something to do with like this whole aesthetic that the Sims team are giving us. But lo and behold, there is none. To my knowledge anyway, I'm always bad with seeing if there's traits, but the information's on the screen there for you so you can make your own decision up. I could just be legally blind. But there is a new aspiration as well, which is basically a playthrough of the pack, which we will be playing through as well throughout the overview of this. So again, not going to go too much into that. And then I decided to have a sim who controls this review, and they can go by one name and one name only, and that is Slag for Knitting Equipment, which honestly is what I've turned into, because apparently knitting helps with anxiety. So let me get my needling through. That is the wrong thing, isn't it? Well, you know what? Maybe if the pack was arts and crafts, I'd be able to tell the difference. I also did originally intend to live in a massive mansion with my sim and make and knit the whole town sweaters, but my laptop could not handle it because I'm temporarily living at my family home while I overcome my anxiety. So we had limited resources. So we decided to move to the land that EA forgot, which is Newcrest. God bless her soul. And first up in Build and Buy, we have a new pre-built room which comes in 3 swatches and honestly is kind of cute. But what aesthetic direction the Sims team taken with this? I'm not too sure. Like, pick a lane, honey, because the hairs are looking like some granny is knocking on your door, and then the room is looking like some Pinterest dream, you know? Just pick a lane. Just indicate before you go into your lane and you sound. We also have a new door, and usually I'm not asked about these kind of things. Like a door's a door, you know, apart from when it's a window. But it is a nice door, to be fair. But Colin does see it, it's a nice door. And somebody called Vixella because they've got a planter box on it. Kayla's got cow plants, Sasha's got window boxes, and I have not got Bonehilda. The swatches are also very cute too, like honestly holding my hands up. I do think that I may potentially sponsor somebody to write a fan fiction about me in this door, because I am seeing a relationship between us two. It's like the Strangerville doors, but they've got less arrogance. That's what this door reminds me of. The rest of the objects are nice too. At first I was like, there's not really much to fuss over here. One thing I am offended over is the rocking chairs. Did we need 4 objects for this? It's like My First Pet stuff all over again. When I said go hard or go home, this is not necessarily what I meant. Also, I tested it. You cannot rock your toddlers on a rocking chair. So the only real purpose of this is to be haunted, because let's not lie, the target audience for rocking chairs is either nursing mothers or 18th century ghosts. There is no in between. So toddlers can sit on them by themselves though, and they can also rock themselves, which is cool. But I just want to see a little bit more, you know? And again, we get back into the why are babies still objects in 2020 loves. I just want the Sims team to stop being shy. Let us take care of our children. And the rest of the objects are cute, but they do also have, I'm not gonna lie, some kind of questionable swatches. You know how weird the parenthood swatches are? It's kind of in the same vicinity as that. And I'm not sure of it, because on the one hand I'm like, well, at least it goes with things from parenthood, and then on the other hand I'm like, but parenthood doesn't go with anything, you know? And at first, like I said earlier, I was a little bit disappointed by a lack of them, but then my stupid ass realised that most of them are actually unlockable through the debug cheat, because you knit loads of these objects. So you can access these through bb.showhiddenobjects and then search just through Nifty Knitting and it'll all come up. And from these objects, it is quite clear that the Sims team love foliage. The Sims team are slags for foliage. They can't get enough of it. They're love some greenery. My favourite item, honestly, is the mailboxes, 100%. Would I buy this pack just for the mailboxes? No. But I would consider it. And we do actually have puffies now. Some people call them poofs, I call them puffies. We have puffies that you can actually sit on. Not decorative. Love that for us. So now we move on to the actual knitting, and I was kind of confused at first because I was like clicking on my sim and I was like, wherefore art thou? Someone get thy knitting needles out. But you do have to have a knitting box. At first I was a bit disappointed because I wanted more, but then thinking about it, I quite like how discreet this knitting box is, because you can just have it for decoration, but you do need to put it in your inventory to knit. I did think it kind of looks like a toy box, which I didn't. Anyway, but this means that basically you don't have to stand at an object to knit, like you have to sit and use a computer, or you have to stand and use the workbench. You can just sit on said rocking chair perhaps and knit your little self away. And I do kind of like the animations with these. I was impressed at first because it is actually like real time knitting, but this could just be me being nitpicky, because I am one to nitpick, my loves. But the colours are always the same. That attention to detail would have been amazing. So you do start off knitting small things like hats, so you can actually do like something straight off the bat kind of thing, and then the more that you do, the more skills that you get. And increasing your skill in knitting is actually kind of easy. I sat down and mastered it in like one play session, not to flex but also kind of flexing. My attention span was on one last night. You can unlock more, like I said, with the puffy. You can unlock kids' toys, etc, etc. And you can also gift these, add them to your wardrobe, and also donate them to charity, which honestly was a little bit of detail that I did not see coming. But I really like this because it's just that little additive of detail. It gives you a lot for a backstory. Like you could have an old granny just knitting away, you know, like the ones off the advert with the cereal and the knit shredded wheat. That's the one. But they donate them all to charity. So there you go, Annie. You could really add some depth to your storylines with that, and I really like that, because storylines and backstory and everything with The Sims 4 may potentially be a little bit lacking. And then the other whole selling part of the pack is Plopsy, which is basically Facebook Marketplace without the threat of being stabbed. And I was really excited about Plopsy at first, and I think some aspects of it work great, but I do think that it definitely needs some tweaking. So you can basically advertise an item straight from your inventory and someone can buy it, you ship it off, and then you get, you know, am I asking for a hug or demanding money? I don't know. If you're thinking about making this a career, which I did try to do by registering as self-employed.
Hey, maybe if you had a business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't.
Don't do it, because it takes quite a while for someone to make an offer, and that was even with me constantly, like my needs were constantly maxed, and I still only sold a couple of items. So if you are thinking about doing this as a career, don't do it as a side hobby. Don't quit your day job, basically is what I'm saying with this. I would have liked to have seen some integration with a freelancer career as well with this, or the ability to sell regular items through Plopsy. I do not know if you can sell items from Eco Lifestyle from Plopsy. That would be a cool integration, but my working space is limited at the minute because I'm temporarily living at home, so I could not test it out with Eco Lifestyle. But if it is there, let me know in the comments, because that would be a really cool addition. But yeah, it could definitely be more fine-tuned because there's really not that much flexibility with it. I expected some form of interface, and there is, but only really through the buying and selling aspect. I expected more of a open for business type feel where you could mark up items and everything like that. And they do buy generally for more than you listen them for. But yeah, just that little quality of life tweak I would have liked to have seen included. And one thing that I do like about Plopsy is you can also buy items through it, because one of my critiques originally about this in my head, I don't think I actually released it into the world, was that you're going to get bored of it, aren't you? Like, you're not going to want to get to level 7 to knit a scarf just to wear like on this one thing. But you can also buy items through Plopsy. So for me, that is a great way to go about this, honestly, because even if, you know, you've went through your playthrough of the pack and you're a little bit bored, but you still want, a baby girl for your baby, you can just buy one. Why make them when you can buy them? That's a very obscure reference to one Wife Swap UK episode in like 2006. Don't know if anybody will get it. You can also make baby grows, which is nice, but I will be pleased when babies have rights, and I'm looking at you a year. Once you've done all this and then master the knitting skill, you will be pretty close to completing the aspiration, as my sim slag was. I did work very hard on this. I did actually end up quitting the game, installing a new cheat extension, because there is some also, not issues, but just fine-tuning things that I would like to see with the aspiration. Because one category had the thing of like, make X number of excellent items, but anything above excellent doesn't count. So my sim was too gifted and she was constantly making legendary items, and then that didn't count to the excellent. So she had to lower her standards down, like Maddie Ziegler doing a duet with anybody else on the Dance Moms team. And well, she didn't end up doing it actually, because I installed the UIG's extension mod. I mean, your sim being penalised for being great isn't necessarily the worst thing, is it? Once you master it, you're immune from the sweater curse, which I never found. My sim never got a sweater curse. She just spent her time showing off her sweater to everyone in the neighbourhood and also gifting them to random people. Like that land grab lad. It's okay that your family have disowned you, because now you've got a sweater. It's like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in a Weasley sweater. Anyway, but yeah, once you complete all of this, you get access to this. Nobody wanted it. Nobody asked for it. And yet here it is. Here I am, standing it so flawlessly. Also, there is a heavy metal station now, which goes against every aspect of the Sims 4 cartoonish nature, and I love it. I'm here to see it. Everything's so aggressive now. I love this state of being, but my favourite aspect of all of this is the overarching self-doubt. Turn off? Question mark. But still, it's got the aggressive nature. So actually, let me rephrase myself.
Turn off? Question mark?
So that's the main bit of the pack reviewed, and objectively, it is a good pack. I had a lot of fun with it. I did enjoy playing it. For me, this pack does appeal to me as, believe it or not, like I do like killing Sims on YouTube, but in my own spare time, I'm a family-oriented Sim. I've said it before, I'll say it again. My aspiration all day, every day, family. I was a babysitter in The Sims 3. I have been through it all, and this really appeals to me because I don't really have that much for elders to do in my game, so I tend to just kill them off, like, sorry, your time's come. And this adds a lot of backstory to that. There is a lot to it too. I do like the unlockable items, and I also do like Plopsy. I do think that it definitely needs fine-tuning, but I like everything that's been included with it. But I do just want to talk about the style of it a little bit, because I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but Tiny Living, Eco Lifestyle, Nifty Knitting could have all been one pack, in my opinion. I'm sorry. This would have worked really well with that kind of thing. I'm not necessarily saying that this is another My First Pet stuff and it's just offcuts from the pack. I'm not saying that, but you know what? If the shoe fits, maybe we should start questioning why it fits. I think that maybe we just need a different type of pack. Please. Like, if this was the arts and crafts pack that we originally voted for, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that one though, because I could just be lying out my ass here. But if it was like a arts and crafts pack, that would be so great. That would be so good. I would absolutely love that. But because it's just Nifty Knitting, it's just knitting. It's like, it's knitting in it, you know? I don't know, there's just so many things that shouldn't have been stuff packs or game packs and should have got the expansion pack route. I don't know. However, I am seeing an increase in attention to detail from the Sims team. But yeah, overall, I'm a bit sad that we didn't get an overarching pack like arts and crafts. I think that this could have fit very well with the Eco Lifestyle. The Sims 3 took about 10 concepts and made it into one expansion pack. And then the Sims 4 took one concept and split it into 5 packs and just kind of want to meet the middle ground again. That is my point. I have finally made it. I finally found the words I need to say. Sims 3, 10 concepts, 1 pack. Sims 4, 1 concept, 10 packs. Meet in the middle. 5 concept, 5 packs. Well, thank you all very, very much for watching this. This is my review. Also, I just want to put an end bit in this video because in one of my most recent videos, I was talking about how I wasn't doing too well mentally. A lot of you told me to take a break and I need to keep working at a at a rate that's consistent for me, because if I just left, I don't think I would have the courage to come back. Where little by little I'm like getting that confidence back a little bit again. I've moved temporarily in my family home, and I am working on my mental health, and I am excited for when I am better in the future. Thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye 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 bye, bitch. What's so aggressive towards the end? Bye guys. Bye guys. I've finally got my pajamas back on now.